Before streaming, before CGI, before kids' TV shouted at you, we had a one-eyed secret agent mouse working out of a postbox. And somehow it became one of Britain's biggest cartoon exports. Danger Mouse launched in 1981 on ITV, created by Mark Hall and Brian Cosgrove at Cosgrove Hall Films in Manchester. Not London, not Hollywood, yeah, Manchester. It ran for 10 series and 160 plus episodes. And here's the big hook, the voices. We all know Danger Mouse was David Jason.
What a 42-carat plonker you really are!
Penfold, Terry Scott.
Pardon?
Baron Greenback, Edward Kelsey. Stiletto, Brian Truman. Colonel K was Edward Kelsey. Again. And the narrator was David Jason.
Play it nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean?
So basically, David Jason was carrying the whole thing. At the same time, he was doing Only Fools and Horses. Danger Mouse was essentially Del Boy with global security clearance. Penfold, the accidental icon.
Oh, I'd forgotten that's what we were looking for.
Penfold wasn't brave, he wasn't cool, he didn't even want to be there. Terry Scott's voice made him iconic. That slightly frantic, middle-aged panic energy. He became the most quoted character in the show, and arguably the most relatable. Greenback, the villain. Baron Silas Greenback, voiced by Edward Keesley. Proper theatrical. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Proper showbiz villain energy. And then there's Stiletto. Brian Truman doing an over-the-top fake Italian accent.
Stiletto, you are not laughing.
I didn't hear a joke about it.
Which we'll come back to. Why it worked, the writing was sharp. It broke from the fourth wall constantly. The narrator mocked the action. They joked about the budget. They made references kids didn't understand. It felt clever, and that's why adults actually enjoyed it too. The low budget truth. Here's something most people didn't realise. Danger Mouse was made on a pretty tight budget. Animation was limited, backgrounds reused, characters often barely moved, but the script was strong enough that you didn't even care and didn't even notice. In a weird way, the limitations made it funnier. The controversy and the criticism. Now, it wasn't completely controversy-free. Stiletto's exaggerated Italian accent hasn't really aged brilliantly. Some modern viewers see it as a caricature. Personally, I find it quite funny. It's just an accent. Back in the 80s, that kind of broad comedy was normal. Today, it would definitely be toned down. Shame. Violence complaints. There were occasional complaints from parents about cartoon violence, explosions, weapons and spy themes. But compared to American cartoons, it was all pretty mild. Back in 2015, there was a reboot. When CBBC rebooted it, Alexander Armstrong voiced Danger Mouse. Kevin Eldon voiced Penfold. The animation was slicker, faster, more colourful, but older fans, like me, thought it lost that dry, sarcastic 80s tone. It wasn't hated, but it certainly wasn't the original, and you can't beat a bit of nostalgia. Now, Danger Mouse was huge in America. It aired on Nickelodeon in the US, and it was massive. This was one of the first British cartoons to properly break America. Before Peppa Pig, before Bob the Builder, Danger Mouse kicked that door open. Does it hold up? It's slower than modern cartoons, it's less chaotic, but it's smarter than you remember. And that's the thing about a lot of 1980s TV. It trusted kids just to keep up. If you grew up with Danger Mouse, you grew up with one of the smartest cartoons ever made. And if you didn't, you missed out on a mouse who saved the world from inside a postbox. Comment below, were you Team Danger Mouse or Team Penfold? I'll see you next time. Back to the box.
Danger Mouse.